Ramana Maharshi Center for Learning is a non-profit registered society working now for more than 4 decades in the areas of Indian heritage awareness.
அருணாச்சலமென அகமே நினைப்பவர் அகத்தை வேறறுப்பாய் அருணாச்சல. ஓம் நமோ பகவதே ஸ்ரீ அருணாச்சல ரமணாய. Let me start sharing some of my learnings. Whenever you give a topic, when we are pondering over the topic for preparation, we not only prepare for the lecture, but we try to intensely practice over the topic. Speak on surrender. Oh, it's very good. I need not prepare anything. I need not take any strain. I simply surrender to Bhagwan. And Bhagwan, it is you and not I who is going to talk on this topic. But it may be good for telling, but have we really surrendered? That is a very big question mark. For each and everything we say, Bhagwan, I have surrendered completely to you, but Bhagwan, please do this work for me. That is not complete surrender, isn't it? Actually, what happens? Why can't we do like that? Actually, what happens is that the mind which is engaged in the worldly process become conditioned. This conditioning take place over every birth, and what we are today, our nature, is the result of this conditioning only. In fact, all our actions, thinking, speaking and behavior are based on the past conditioning. எப்படியோ அருள்வாய் இப்படி அப்படி என்று அதற்றுவதற்கு நான் யாரு? Who am I to say, please grace me in this style and all? Anyway, you have to grace me. Whether I am worth or not, I don't know, hey Bhagwan. The knowledge we gained through these different factors shakes our conditioned existence and awaken us to the purpose of life, and it also shows the way to attain this purpose. Based on the knowledge we have gained, we suddenly, what happened? We realize the mistakes we were doing. So now we have gained the knowledge. An earnest seeker, what he do? He wants to correct his mistakes, and that is the function of sixth sense, they say. But when we try to make corrections, we find that we are not able to make changes all of a sudden because of our heavy conditioning in the past. Because we were used to doing things in a particular way, and we cannot change suddenly. Now comes the conflict within our mind when we come to know that we are not able to implement our knowledge into practice. There the conflict arises. This may be due to lack of cooperation and understanding from the family members, and this results in sorrow and grief. Say for example, the seeker like to avoid going to parties where he is served with non-sattvic food. In the past he may be doing it. So now he is not interested due to he is in a spiritual way, and he don't want his family members also not to eat non-vegetarian. He wants a sattvic atmosphere in the family. Now when the conflict arises, when people, the family think, oh, till yesterday this fellow was okay, I don't know why, what happens today, and he is not in the right path. Then till what Bhagwan says is that in this stage we would overcome this conflict and grief We should surrender to Him completely with faith and devotion. This is what we should do when we don't have the control over implementation of what we gain through the knowledge, or when we don't have the control over wishes. But over a period of time, the things might change. Till then, one must be patient and hold on to Bhagavan with faith and devotion.
ശ്രീരമണേശൻ തന്ത ബ്രഹ്മസ്ഥിരം വിഠലനാനിജ
വിഠലനാനിജ
ദാസനേ
ദാസനേ.
இது 2 தடவை. ஃபர்ஸ்ட் டைம் வந்து தாசனேன்னு பாடிட்டு செகண்ட் டைம் திருப்பும் போது தாசனே சரணு சித்தி விநாயகா
ಶರಣು ಸಿದ್ಧಿ ವಿನಾಯಕ.
ജ്ഞാനാര്യന്നും ജ്ഞാനാസ്ഥിരം ശ്രീരമണേശൻ തന്ത ബ്രഹ്മസ്ഥിരം.
At the age of 16 itself, how Bhagavan surrendered himself at the death experience, I'll tell you. At the age of 16, when he got himself into the fear of death, he neither ran to a doctor, oh doctor, I got into the fear of death, nor an astrologer. Nowadays people run to astrologer. What is this? I got such a fear. He didn't do both these things. He surrendered completely to Arunachaleshwara and thought and wanted to see what's going to happen. And that is why he could realize the truth. Then like Sundarar, whom Shiva dragged him from the marriage hall, Shiva also took care of Bhagavan by the Arunachala Smaranam. Right from the year Arivaru Naal Mudarkondu, without knowing what's happening at the very tender age itself, Arunachala Smaranam was there in Bhagavan. And once a relative came to Bhagavan's house at Madurai and asked that relative, from where are you coming? From Arunachalam. And Bhagavan asked, what is Arunachalam? It's there in my mind. What is it? No, it is in Thiruvannamalai. Then he went, Arunachaleshwara took Bhagavan with that one single smarana, Arunachalam. That's why Arunachala in Aksharamana Malai, Bhagavan says, Avvai pol enakku un arulai kaattanai aaluvad unkadan Arunachala. Hey Arunachala, it is your duty how you have graced Avvai. Avvayar was a very great poet in Tamil. It's a great scholar in Tamil. She has written many poems for right from children and to the elders. When she was 16 or 17 as a young, beautiful girl, she asked Ganesha, I don't want this beauty. I don't want this young age. Why don't you please make me an old looking lady? I want to serve. I want to do something here. And I want to realize God. Please, and this is a very great hindrance. Please make me to an old woman. And Ganesha made her into an old woman. We call her Avvai Paati. And thus she has overcome the time. They overcome the time and the process of aging also. Once she was doing puja to Ganesha, and all were proceeding to Kailasham. And on the way, they stopped and asked, hey, Avvai Paati, you are doing puja? When are you going to reach Kailasham? We are all going. You are old also. I don't know you are going to reach in time. And she was in a dilemma. And Ganesha said, do your puja properly with concentration. I'll take care of you. Then she did all the pujas without missing any part of it. And Ganesha airlifted her, and to all of their astonishment, all were surprised to see Avvai Paati sitting before all they came. So she crossed the space, overcome the space also. That's why Bhagavan asked Arunachala, for our sake, because after realizing the truth, after realizing jnana at Madurai, he need not ask anything. It is for our sake. Bhagavan is asking Arunachaleshwara. He says, hey Arunachala, is it not your duty to grace like you have graced Abhaipati? There was another interesting instance that took place in same Kailasham, and where Shiva has to prove that there is no limitation of space for him. He is all pervasive. Avvayar, as she was very old, she was sitting, her two legs stretched in front of Shiva. It so happened that Shiva was in front of those two legs. On seeing this, Uma Devi could not bear it. She called a maid and said, instructed something. Shiva knew what Uma said and said, see Uma, please don't tell anything. I'll be putting into trouble. And Uma said, no, I can't bear it. She's just, her legs are facing you. It's not good. And the maid went and said, Abhaipati, is it nice to sit like this? And Abhay said, how I am sitting? No, your legs are facing straight to Shiva. I don't think it's... and Uma Devi is not pleased also. Then Abhay said, oh, it's really, is that so? I'll change my position of my legs. Then what happens? Shiva has to run to the place where the Abhaipati has changed her legs. Then Abhay says, oh, Shiva is here also. Then I have to change my leg the other direction. So where she was rotating like here and there, and Shiva has to run from all the places. She was telling for a joke, but actually what happens, Shiva, the God is all pervasive. He is present without any space limitation. That's what through this drama they have to show us. They wanted to show us. So in complete surrender, these are all due to complete surrender. The problem arises only when we think that a particular happening should happen in the way that we think. The person should behave in the way that I like. That is the problem. If he behaves otherwise, the conflict arises, or I feel unhappy. Only when the identity, the ahankara ceases to exist, I can see the same indweller in each and every one. Saint Kabir sings, Antar Ram, Bahar Ram, Jahan Jahan Deke Ram hi Ram. Bhakta Ramdas also says, Ananta Ramamayam, Ye Jagamananta Ramamayam. Due to complete surrender to Rama, not even a single blow from Kabir's mother. Kabir's mother once was giving a slashes to Kabir for distributing the cloth which was to be sold. But since Kabir was completely immersed in Rama's feeling, it did not hurt him at all. All the slashes, all the blows were borne by Rama only. Without complete surrender to Rama, can it be possible for Hanuman to cross the ocean of Lanka? Only the Ramajabam helped him to cross Lanka. Without complete surrender, can Panduranga do all the household works for Chakkubai when she goes to the temple in her place? Can it be possible for a full moon to appear on a Amavasai Tidhi? In Amavasai, the moon cannot be seen at all. But it happened in the case of Abhirami Bhattar. Once there was a very great saint called Abhirami Bhattar. He was sitting in Devi's temple, in Abhirami's temple, and was meditating on the goddess and was enjoying the supreme bliss, the beautiful face of Abhirami, and it was like a full moon. When we have a good darshan of Abhirami, it's like a full moon. When the king Saraboji, he took bath in the river because it was Amavasai Tidhi and gets into the temple, all because king has come, some Purna Kumbha was, respect was given, all were standing like this, with folded hands like that. But this person, Abhirami Bhattar, he was just sitting because he didn't notice him. He was meditating on Devi's face. Then on the return also, he didn't get up. Sharboji king, he sat near him and asked, "Can you please tell me what Tithi is today?" Since Abhirami Bhattar was enjoying the beautiful face of Devi, it was like a full moon. He said, "Paurnami da. Today is Paurnami." And the king said, "How can you say this? Today is Amavasai. If Paurnami did not come, you will be put into trouble." Then he was made to sit on a jula, and underneath some fire were burning, and the jula was tied with 100 strings. And the king said, "Since you are a great poet, you can sing songs. And if the moon didn't come, each string will be cut. And if 100 poems were finished and the moon didn't come, you will be in the fire. You will die. This is the deal. Is it okay?" Oh, it's all Abhirami's grace. And he accepted it, and he completely surrendered. Even before he surrendered himself completely to Abhirami, and he started singing. And at the 76th poem, what did Abhirami did? She took off one of the earring, which was glooming like anything. She threw that earring into the sky. It was like a full moon. And all were very surprised to see the full moon. So, with complete surrender, even an Amavasi Tithi can be made into full moon. Likewise, a great saint, Manika Vasagar, was thrown into a lime kiln. And where the limestone, it is like a brick kiln, the limestone would be put into the pitch, a great pitch, and it was bubbling like with great heat. And this person was thrown into that lime kiln, and he sings a beautiful song sitting in that. It didn't hurt at all. He says, the great saint find God in each and everything. And that Manika Vasagar, he says, when put into that kiln, he says, "Masil Veenayum." It was how it was like that, Somebody is playing a beautiful veena. It was a mild music. Inside that, it's a great heat is there. And there was a beautiful moon is there. It is very cool. And breeze is coming inside that. Breezes, moosu tendralum, வீசு தென்றலும், மூசு வண்டரை பொய்கையும் போன்றதே. It is like a tadagam. It is like a pond where beautiful lotus are there and bees are there. How can he realize, how can he experience such an experience in the lime kiln? That is the greatness of the surrender. Eesan endan inayadi nilale. He is where he was at that time. He was under the shade of the Shiva's foot. He was sitting under the shade of the Shiva's foot. So he didn't experience the heat of that. That is the thing. That's why Bhagavan has not given any upadesam on, but really lived and showed us the path, and his love and concern towards all, to each and everyone in ashram is paramount. Samatvam that he showed is very great teaching. Once when Bhagavan was trying to help a squirrel which was in difficulty, his shoulder got a crack. So he was not allowed to go anywhere, because at times Bhagavan used to say, the samitvam is very difficult, because people who, when they come to ashram for the first time, they are very humble, and after some days, they started ordering me. Swami, don't go that side. Don't eat this. This is not good for you. So the Swamitvam is very difficult to observe, he used to say. Like that, when he got a crack, he was asked to take rest. He was not allowed to move here and there. At that time, in the ashram, new building, there was a pillar constructed with some beautiful sculptures. So Bhagavan was, because very nearby, just a few steps, so that he was allowed to walk there. So they took Bhagavan and showed the pillars, the workmanship that the Sabati has done, and he also enjoyed it and praised that Sabati. You have done it very, very nicely. It is very nunukam. And at that moment, a person, a worker, he has also done a renovation work in Skandashramam. And he thought, if Bhagwan was good, if Bhagwan was allowed to come to Skandashramam, I would have very well taken him to Skandashramam and shown my work also. He would have seen it and blessed me. But now I can't say anything. He was just thinking in his mind. And he said, all right, let what happens. Then he went off. Next day, 2 of the devotees, they are taking leave of Bhagwan and they says, we are going to Skandashramam. And Bhagwan said, please take me also to Skandashramam. No, Bhagwan, you should not come. You have got hurt in your shoulder. So you are not allowed. So let a few more days go, then we will take you. But to their surprise, what happened? When they reached Skandashramam, they were looking down. Bhagwan was climbing up the hill. And he reached Skandashramam and called that workman and he said, show me your work. I have come to see your work only. That person didn't have words to utter at all. He made Sashtanga Namaskaram to him and he showed the work and he said, the greatest blessing that Bhagwan has given me is this. Then in the kitchen there was one a very good eatable was prepared in ashram and that was distributed among devotees. A few of them were given to Bhagwan also. Bhagwan ate them, drank some water, went out and came back. When some monkeys came and stood in the windows near the sofa, Bhagwan asked his attendants to go and bring some of the preparation which was given to me. The attendants returned saying that people in the kitchen refused, saying that they have not prepared enough food for monkeys. Oh, how did it get them then? Bhagwan said, then someone said, Bhagwan, it is ration time. What if ration time? When we have ration, why should monkeys not have ration as well? The problem will be solved when we get ration cards for monkeys also. They will eat these eatables with relish than we do. If we do not have any, why should, if they are not given some of them, why should we have either? When we are eating, Bhagavan says, when we are eating, how these children are looking at us, see? From that time onwards, Bhagwan used to accept things only after monkeys' share were given to them. So monkeys had a great liberty in the ashram. Great liberty in the ashram. Cow Lakshmi will come in front of Bhagwan with her head down and Bhagwan would ask, Inna Lakshmi, appalam was not served to you. She will just nod her head and only appalam is served, she will go off. Like this, Bhagwan has taught us through his each and every action to see God in all. If we practice patience, will come automatically. If this thing, a price practice, surrender completely and acceptance to all situation, if we start practicing, patience will come automatically. To all situations will be easily come. I'll tell you an example. Once there was a person who was asking for donation from a king. The king was not in a good mood. He said, why you are asking a donation? What for? No, I want to construct an educational institution. Here, take off. He threw one of his shoe to that person who was asking donation. He was a good catcher. He caught hold of the shoe and he went out. And after some 10-15 minutes, there was a great hullaballah outside the palace. And king asked, what's happening? Go and see. What this person who asked for donation said, with that one shoe, he was auctioning it. And he auctioned it for nearly 50 lakhs. He was very happy. Then he was brought in front of the king and said, what were you doing? Thank you very much, king. With your one shoe, I got 50 lakhs. why don't you throw another shoe also? I'll make money and my work will be finished. Then the king could not resist laughing. He said, no, you need not build your education with my shoe. I'll give you the entire amount. You can do it. And that is Banaras Hindu University. And the person who was asking for donation is Madan Mohan Malavya. So that will be the patience that each person will get. Because otherwise, when a person who is going to ask for a donation, if a shoe comes off, no one will be patient. Oh, I don't want any donation, they'll go off. But he was very patient. So there were so many instances like this, wherein devotees who surrendered completely to Bhagavan also enjoyed a lot. Muruganar, a great devotee of Bhagavan, who has written so many poems on Bhagavan, and when he met Bhagavan at the first sight itself, he merged with Bhagavan and lost his entity. He started seeing Bhagavan in everything and in every action. Once devotees in this ashram wanted Muruganar to come with them for Tirtha Yatra, for a pilgrimage. Muruganar said, after seeing Bhagavan, this eyes cannot see anything other than Bhagavan. So why to waste your money and time? Just leave me alone. I can see only Bhagavan. When we are in the path of surrender, things will take its own course. We must put it in our mind. We need not worry. He is there to take care. Only till we think we are the doer, God will be the spectator. Oh, this fellow is thinking he is doing it, so he will be just watching us. He will be the spectator or Sakshi. When we become only Sakshi, when we become only the spectator, the God is now in full swim of action. Actually, he is doing all action. We will realize his action only when we become a Sakshi. But we must have the guts to leave everything to Bhagavan with complete faith in him. Because again I am repeating, what is destined to happen is going to happen. But of course, you all know very well all these things. I am not telling anything new here, but it's just only a reminder. Just telling our mind, and each and every time when a problem creeps up, no, we have attended seminars, we have heard lot of lectures, and we have to tell our mind. So we let the situation will also get passed away, and we will be happy. So we can only say, Hey Bhagavan, varumbadi sollilai, vandan padi aழ, varundidu un thalaividhi Arunachala. Hey Arunachala, it is you have asked me to come to you. Now it is your duty to look after me, grace me. I don't know what you are going to do with me, but it is your duty. And if you think it's a headache for me, why I have taken this devotee, it's your problem. It is not my problem. Om Namo Bhagavate Shri Arunachala.